All right, mates, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. I want to roll this out for you. I had a bunch of people ask me about this. I talked about in the previous video about Joe Haney's underwater video of the Susquehanna. So I want to get this to you guys so you can check it out. It's pretty awesome. Go ahead and check Joe's channel out on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He's a guy who's got all the great aerial footage as well of the PA, Maryland, Susquehanna, Chesapeake Bay area. It's really great stuff. So I'm going to roll this out and kind of follow this video. It's pretty awesome. This is pretty indicative of what you find almost everywhere. And you can notice this is the difference between Susquehanna and the upper Potomac is the composition bottom. What you typically find in Susquehanna are a lot more fragmented but larger size rocks as opposed to the upper Potomac. A lot of the upper Potomac tends to be, especially in the Piedmont section, tends to be smaller rocks. I mean, you have your big rocks, but then what I mean by in terms of the bottom that you would be walking on, say, if you were wading or you're looking down from your kayak, for example, or jet boat in terms of seeing what the bottom composition looks like. Independent of the ledge sections, you find a lot more gravel, like pea gravel and that kind of size rocks spread out that coming down, especially with floods coming down with just the current flow, and the water is a lot shallower in areas. It pushes more of the composition, changes the composition of the river bottom, and you find that a lot in the upper Potomac as well as parts of the Susquehanna. Now, remember, there are sections of the Susquehanna that are absolutely immense in terms of width. So that changes the dynamic of the river system as opposed to those narrower rivers with consistent current flow, and what we call cubic feet per sec, right? That is coming down. It's pushing everything in narrower areas over ledges and down. So it's quite different. But just does a great job with just capturing what the bottom river bottom composition is of the Susquehanna. And for anyone who ever questions why people lose baits, why people get hung up, why people get snagged when they're river fishing the Susquehanna, you're getting an idea why, especially jig fishermen like me, why you have to make sure that you use an appropriate jig that's not going to get caught and snagged as much. Here's the grass we talk about all the time. When you can find that grass, to that rock, grass, that's really what you're looking for, especially that underwater element. When the water level gets back up recently, like really since August, end of July, really, probably before the Hobie event, river's been low this year. Both the upper Potomac and the Susquehanna have been pretty low based on historical averages. So, you want to factor that in a lot to what you're seeing.